We're live.
What up? Let's get weird. It's your boy Tommy G here on a very shitty, dark, dreary Monday. Not only is it Monday, but it's dark. And I had two of the worst beats of my gambling fucking year by far yesterday. And then, Bill, wake up to fucking this outside, which you can see in Night Ghost's background a little bit. It's cleared up a little bit. But, Bill, what's with this weather on a morning where I need sunshine?
I was out bright and early, iPad shopping for my mom, and AirPods shopping for my 4-year-old nephew.
You said it right this time.
Yeah, AirPods, not earpods.
Okay.
He calls them sticks. He says, I stick them in my ear, sticks. Yes, it was pretty shitty out. I got a nice breakfast sandwich out of it, though. My mom bought me breakfast, so it was worth the trip.
So you got to buy an iPad and you got a breakfast sandwich in return.
Yeah. $500 iPad. I got a free $6.99 breakfast.
That's not bad. That's not a bad. Kind of like my ROI on the Jalen Waddle bet last night, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah. So, but other than that, it's pretty shitty out there. They said it's gonna be bad for a few days. So we got this weather to look forward to, and I heard Yankees in Boston will probably be rained out Tuesday.
Yep, that's what I'm hearing. The same thing. Night Ghost, that camera angle makes you look like you're gigantic.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
Look at Ghost bought a size 4XL sweatshirt.
I decided to put all my sweatshirts under this one.
I was gonna say, what are you, Joey from Friends? You just wore like all the sweatshirts
for a medium body, a 4XL shirt.
Oh, look at these guns right here.
I know. I see it. Yeah. You got like 10 layers.
Dude's 140 pounds. He looks like he's 285 right now. What up, Ghost? In the woods? Did you find Brian Landry yet?
Not much, but here's how my morning's going.
Whoa. Oh, nice.
Wow. We all got hoodies except for Evan.
My order's coming in this week.
Nice. I still am. I think I'm the only one without any 4 Deep merch.
I just have Under Armour.
Yeah, I'm a regular one. So, Evan, how was your weekend, my brother?
Weekend was all right, but the Jets finally won a fucking game. Zach Wilson looked real good that second half.
We're going to talk about that for sure. And maybe we start with that because this was a pretty big weekend to analyze. Like I said, hold on, let me just lower this. All right. So one of the big things we talk about, if you lose, you learn, right? Like it was on my wall when I ran the stock trading school. If you lose, you got to learn from it. And I think this weekend should have gone really good for me. I don't know how it went for you guys, and I don't know where my phone is, if that's mine ringing. But this weekend should have gone really good. It didn't go great for me. I'm going to be honest. I had my worst football weekend of the year, all because of one prop, which we're going to talk about in a minute, the Jalen Waddle situation, which we will get to. But let's start with these rookie quarterbacks from Sunday, because we actually saw a big step forward from a few different guys, Zach Wilson, namely being number one. Zach Wilson was a guy that I was super high on coming in. I told everyone to calm the fuck down. His 3 matchups this year so far were Denver, who's one of the best defenses in football, Belichick, who eats up rookie quarterbacks, and Carolina, who's shown to have a very good defense, right? So, like, calm down. And I told you guys on the Discord at 4deepbets.com, weeks 4 and 5 is how we will judge Wilson this year. You got Tennessee, and I believe it's Atlanta next week, right?
9 a.m.
I bet the Jets on the money line. I was in a fight with Rackets before the show started, telling him not to take Tennessee as his survivor. The Jets are going to win. I had the Jets in teasers. I had the Jets in parlays, and I'm in a survivor pool E where you can rebuy, right? So it would have cost me $400 an entry. So it was still risky. It wasn't a free roll. But I put the Jets in 2 of my entries in my survivor pool this week. All right. Because I felt like this week was going to be chaos. There was a lot of 7-point road favorites. We're dead in the middle of the beginning of Mercury retrograde, which I know no one believes but me.
Stop trying to make yourself look better.
And
you didn't take the Jets. Calm down.
Of course I did.
Explain to everybody why.
Because you can rebuy.
We're not going to be exact. Thank you very much.
Bill, if you fucking listen, I literally just said that. $400.
Did you? I was reading.
Yeah, maybe if you pay attention to the fucking show you're co-hosting.
We're getting chippy already.
Can we edit that
fucking
out?
idiot. Not the day to fuck with me. Not the day to fuck with me today.
Literally
just sent 3 minutes saying I wouldn't.
I was arguing about retrograde in the chat.
Well, why don't you stay the fuck out of the chat since you're in it all day and focus on the show for the 45 minutes you're here?
Well, the people who pay me, I like to entertain.
They're in this chat.
Well, I mean, I'm not in that chat.
We'll get in the YouTube chat where everyone's fucking chatting.
Well, how do I get in that one?
You fucking idiot.
Hot start.
You didn't send the link.
What do you mean we didn't send a link? It's on YouTube. You fucking click it.
Yeah, but
by the way, everyone click the like button.
The link's not in the chat.
Subscribe.
Is it? Yeah,
Bill, there's more to life than the 4 Deep Discord. You know that, right? Like, there's actually a world outside of that.
Tommy, I mean, they pay us to be in there and to entertain. And so that's what I do.
But that's why you bring them in here. If you're talking to them in there, they're not going to come in here. You're supposed to bring them under the YouTube chat.
Is that why they get accurate details, but Twitter gets false lies and propaganda?
All false lies and propaganda.
Might be. Guys, go into the other chat and I'll continue my argument with you about
retro. Yeah, we can pick up the retrograde argument because I think it's something we should talk about. So anyway, I took my little victory lap on Zach Wilson. Looked phenomenal, E. I mean, was just throwing darts. And I was saying in a Discord, dude, let this kid run around. Let him play playground ball. Stop running the ball. Let him fucking run and play with that. Let him run around and play with pace. Bro, dropping dimes. I compared him to Russell Wilson at the draft. He looks like Russell Wilson last week.
That throw to Corey Davis reminded me of his pro day and the shit he would do at BYU.
Mm-hmm. Dude, remember that pro day throw where he fucking intentionally like ran to the right, threw it back to the left?
So sick.
Kid's flossing on a pro day.
But the Jets overall, they look pretty good too. I mean, I know they were out AJ and Julio, but our defense held up pretty well.
Yeah, held up well against Henry.
The typical Jets almost blowing it in the fourth again.
Yeah, that was. I mean,
that was just Russell. That was Zach Wilson getting a little cocky. He wanted to fucking score that winning touchdown, so he bellied that out a little too far. But listen, I'm with it. Even if we lost, I wouldn't even have cared. Like, who cares? This season's about maturation and development for the Jets. Justin Fields looked good, guys. So Bill, Ghost, either of you have a take? Obviously, I still think he's a bag of shit. It's the Detroit Lions, but what do you guys think?
No, that game could go fuck itself. The Lions can go fuck themselves. I don't think I'll ever play them again. One of our plays, we had DeAndre Swift over 38.5 passing yards.
Receiving.
We needed, receiving yards. We had a chance to get the ball back with about a minute and a half. Down by 10. Bears about to punt. They decide to go off sides and end the game. That team is just lost.
They had 3 possessions in the red zone to start the fucking game, and 2 of them ended up in Bears touchdowns. Like,
Bill still thinks Goff is Matt Stafford, so I don't know what else to say about that team.
Yeah. So, Bill, are you when you look at Mac Jones, who had a stellar performance? Talk about that game in a second. Mac Jones looked exact. I mean, listen, I feel like he was dead on that too. Mac Jones looked great.
He was going against the secondary that basically had me, you, and Ghost and Evan playing the defensive back positions. A guy who's been sleeping at home all week, he gets a call, was supposed to take 2 weeks off according to his own self. I need 2 weeks to get my body into playing shape. I'm on the phone with you, and I see on the bottom of the screen he's starting. So let's be honest. It wasn't a great performance. It was a performance that he threw the ball where it should be thrown against defensive backs who shouldn't have been playing. So let's not give him all the credit in the world.
I mean, he completed 19 consecutive passes in the rain.
Against me, you, Evan.
In the rain.
Okay. I mean, wouldn't you say that's easier? It's harder to cover someone in the rain?
Yeah, but it's also harder to catch it, as you told me. So, I mean, he did complete. Brady's longest career record was 19 consecutive passes, and Mac Jones tied it last night. So, I mean, listen, he played awesome. Trey Lance sucks right now.
The game sucked.
Yeah, Trey Lance sucks right now. What do you think, Bill? What's your grade on the rookie quarterback? You change your opinions every fucking week.
I don't think Wilson's good.
Yeah, good.
I think the system is awful. The Jets are awful. Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, New England, it's a place for him to thrive. I mean, and I love him anyway because he was from Alabama. I love Alabama players. I love the quarterbacks. I love the receivers. I love the running backs. I love everything about Alabama. That's where they're made. I love them all. I think they're all great. All the players who come out of that school are awesome.
You think Tua's great?
He loves Tua.
I love Tua. Love Tua.
Did he even play yesterday?
No.
What? Tua didn't play.
Jacoby Brissett did a great job.
Yeah.
Way to keep up there, bodybuilder.
He's not from Alabama. Yeah. What?
You said, did it even play yesterday?
And he didn't play, right?
Hurt.
He's hurt. He's got broken ribs.
Yeah, I was making a point.
Well, what do you want him?
He's not on the field.
Ribs. What do you want him to cure himself?
Tua sucks.
What do you want him to go out there with broken ribs?
No, my point was that he sucks and he's gonna suck.
He does suck. And he
Look at Larson's car. Larson's car is about to catch fire.
Oh, wow. This is good. All right. So there's a race on right now, by the way, guys. Talladega, 1 p.m. race, which we have some money on. Bill, I tell Trevor had 2 max bets on this, Hamlin and Keselowski to finish top 5. And right now they are 3 and 4. So
yeah, I'm on Hamlin. I'm on Blaney, and Hamlin's 3, Blaney's 5. So
and Blaney's 5. Yeah. So all 3 of the guys you guys picked are in the top 5 right now. So let's just end the race right now. Let's just get rain and shut the race down. And end it now.
Yeah, nice sunny day there though, so I don't think
so early on, Jalen Waddle. Let's get to this right now, and then we'll talk about the Brady Belichick thing. But me and Bill had our biggest bets since Jamal Williams, or my biggest bet since Jamal Williams, and Jalen Waddle over 3.5 receptions. Bill, you talk about the play first, and you were the one that put it out, and then I jumped on it, and slammed over top of it.
Yeah, it was probably the easiest play that I thought was going to hit. Everyone's like, "Oh, well, the matchup is going to cause him to be lower." Blah blah blah. He had 3 catches in the first 2 possessions of the game, so we were already marking it as a win. You were hoping he just didn't get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was going good, perfect good. And then you could see how the game was slowly changing. The Colts were running the ball, running the clock down, having 8-minute possessions. Dolphins went 3 and out. Second quarter, they may have run 4 plays, three or 4 plays. Third quarter, the same thing. Time of possession in the second half was nothing. They didn't run any plays. And he had 4 balls thrown to him, and he caught 3 of them. The one that we saw that he missed him on was a bad throw by Brissett. We said that, don't worry, it's early in the game, but that ended up being the one that with the bad throw by Brissett was the catch that we needed.
Yeah, I mean, it was really tough because everyone was talking about fucking Kenny Moore, and the Colts signed Kenny Moore to pretty much become the highest paid slot corner. And everyone was all excited about Kenny Moore. You can't touch Waddle with Kenny Moore. I went back and rewatched the whole entire film on the Discord. And, obviously the rewind that's 45 minutes long where it cuts out all the breaks, which I advise all you guys to purchase and use. And every single route that Waddle ran a week ago, they're all 13 targets too. We're all within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. His ADOT is like 0, his average depth of target, like literally 0. He ran all those little inside kind of handoff flicks to him.
That was yesterday. What do you have? 3 catches for 10 yards or 11 yards?
I mean, but the thing was, the week before, I'm looking at it, and every route is within 5 yards in the line of scrimmage. Every single one of them. All of a sudden, that's how the game started, right? So they started with that. He was running all those little dig routes. He was running all the little wide receiver screens. 3 catches in the first quarter. I actually already had the image made on my phone to brag about Jalen Waddle. And it said, Jalen Waddle, look at this. Ready? I had this made already. It said, Jalen Waddle max bet cashes in the first half. Right? It was different. There's no such thing as, shut up, stupid. You're so gay with that shit.
You mushed it.
Bill, every time you say I mush something, it wins. So you can't keep saying it.
It's a fucking joke.
No, you do it all the time.
I don't do it all the time. What I do is I say I don't like to talk about it till it's over. I don't say you mush.
Right, but here's what you do. But once you call me on it five times.
I thought the game was over. I was sitting there wishing I had the bet. I tried to get on MGM. It went up a catch already. I was pissed off I missed out on it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe you missed.
And I do that on every bet. Obviously, if we're going to hit something and I'm going to post it, I always have it prepped beforehand. So it can't be a mush unless Joey does it. Then it's a mush. But there's people that mush stuff, yes, but like that. I
lost $8,000 on DraftKings, and that pretty much ruined my afternoon because then I had to go to FanDuel and cash out money to put back in DraftKings, so that I had money to bet live bets later in the night. So pretty much ruined the whole 4 p.m. slate for me.
So they had a loss back thing on MGM where you get 25% of your losses on any bet on the 1 p.m. slate. And I had a huge chunk on it. And the loss bet that didn't come back. They were supposed to give me like $2,500 and it never showed up in my account. So because of that, I ended up spending an hour and 48 minutes on the phone with customer service at MGM trying to get this token, which never showed up. And then when they dropped the token in, their site was down until kickoff of the night game. So it put my whole shit into a spiral too, that bet. But I mean, literally 3 catches in the first fucking 6 passes of the game. And he ends with 3 catches in a game where they were down 14, where they should have been throwing the whole second half. Just fucking horrific beat. Followed up minutes later by the Saints fucking collapsing in overtime, giving that game to the Giants. I know it killed survivor pools everywhere. A lot of people had the Saints on the money line. I blame Waddle for us not hedging, Bill. I would have hedged that with the Giants plus fucking, 1,200 or whatever the fucking odds were when the Saints had the ball up 11. But we were so focused on every minute of Jalen Waddle that by the time that shit ended, we looked over and went, oh, fuck. And we lost the plus 1,000 hedge. On the Saints.
I had to take plus 125 just to get my money back.
I had to take minus 150 to get some sort of a hedge in. That's how late I was.
What happened on the last play of the game? Was it the same situation as the Lions?
With the Dolphins?
Yeah, didn't they have a chance?
Oh, my God, dude. The Colts had the ball with 4.5 minutes left, trying to run out the clock. It's 3rd and 11 or whatever. Carson Wentz drops back. Why? You're up 11. They just run the game out and fucking make them burn a timeout. They have him sacked. He's got 2 broken legs. He fucking wiggles out of a sack and then completes a 13-yard pass. So now we're fucked because now we just have one more shot until we get the ball back in a minute and a half. And they give up an 11-yard run.
Yeah, and then a 3rd down penalty.
Another 3rd down penalty that fucking puts it over. So we never got the ball back in the final 5 minutes. So, yeah, that was fuck Jalen Waddle right now. Fuck him. Even though it's not his fault. More fuck Jacoby Brissett. And then in the 4:00 game, I love Denver, and fucking Bridgewater gets hurt. It was like and then the night game, I had the Patriots money line.
I was against you on that game. I didn't post it because I knew how big you are on Denver, but you know how big of a Ravens fan I am. I just didn't see it. I didn't want to argue with you because you had a big play on it. So
I agree with you, Ghost, but now there's really no way to prove whether we were right or he was right because the quarterback got hurt in the beginning of the game. So
yeah. So I mean, it does suck.
I wound up taking my own. I took 21.5 the first half myself. I was tilting the 1 p.m. games and wound up hitting that. But I was just a little surprised. Just looking at the schedule, the teams they beat. I'm not big on Bridgewater. I won't be the rest of the season. I think they're one of the most inflated 3-0 teams that there are this season.
It's possible. I mean, listen, I'm super high on him. So, that was one part of it. I mean, it was pretty tough because I had a 7-point, my early bets on the sides, my max bets were the Lions plus 10, Vikings plus 8. Lions pushed that when they should have fucking won the game, let alone they choked that game away. Vikings covered it. Then I had the 13-point teaser with the Lions plus 16, which hit, Jets plus 19, which hit, Vikings plus 14.5, and the Bills minus 4. That smashed. Philly, KC, 1 touchdown each half. That was fine. It was really the fucking Derrick Henry over receiving, Corey Davis over the Waddle thing. I was about break even outside of Waddle, up a little bit. And then luckily I fired back with the Dodgers live, the Mariners live, the Yankees live, the Packers live, and the fucking Seattle Seahawks live plus 250. So we made a lot of it back, but I mean, it just hurt. The Broncos, the Bridgewater and Waddle and the Saints were the 3 things, the only 3 things really that killed us. And those were bad. I mean, dude, looking at the 4:00 bets, 1 touchdown each half, 1 Wilson, 1 Kyler Murray, 1 Stafford. I don't know if that won. Literally 6-3 or something like that. 7-4 in the afternoon. And then we came to the night game, which was the Patriots Bucks. So Patriots plus 7.5 won. Mac Jones 250 plus 1. Brady 300 didn't. Jacoby Myers did. So another one fine. But it just felt really bloody because of 3 things. Jalen Waddle.
Under 1.5 yard touchdown.
See, this is why it's very important for you guys who are listening in the chat to make sure you get subscribed, get in the Discord, get in the voice chat. Healy and I were in there before the games even started. And 2 games that I didn't post that we talked about were the Cowboy game and the Chiefs game. And those are 2 plays that I regret not posting. I couldn't comprehend how Dallas was only a minus 4.5 favorite. Being able to buy that down to 2.5 and get them to win by a field goal just didn't make sense, especially with McCaffrey out. As big as I've been on Darnold, I know that he sucks. I know that he's not a top tier quarterback if he doesn't have a superstar around him.
Did you just say you think Darnold sucks?
Like I've explained to you the whole time. You really want to go into it?
What's going on with Hamlin now, Bill? What is he doing? He's crooked in his pit box.
Testing out his pit box again, I guess.
What the fuck is he doing? Sorry, Ghost, go on. Now he almost crashed. Jesus Christ. He's not even in the pit box. He's hanging out of it. Did he have to go to the back?
I don't know what he's doing.
NASCAR's crazy. Go on, Ghost.
No, what I was saying was, and my biggest frustration with them trading Darnold was that he didn't have a superstar or top end player around him. And you see what happened when you don't have McCaffrey. I thought that line was too low. The Cowboys should have smoked them. They did. They got a garbage time touchdown to get it within 7 or 8. And the Chiefs, I told you the Chiefs were in the same situation as the Cardinals were on the road against the Jags. That line was just way too low, coming off of 2 losses. That's why I think it's very important for you guys to not only just listen to the show, but get into the Discord, get a subscription, and be in there to listen to our analysis on the game. Whether we post a play or not, you still have a breakdown for us to make your own decisions. And those are 2 plays that would have been a great payoff as well.
Yeah. And I mean, realistically, I don't get mad when I just clean missed on a week. This week, I feel like I was right on a lot of it. Couple bad decisions. Colin Johnson for the Giants in retrospect was a stupid decision to take his over. Listen, the guy played 46% of the snaps last week. They were missing Shepard. They were missing Slayton. I thought it was going to be a blowout. You can't run on New England. You have to throw on them. So I'm looking at, I'm sitting there going, this guy's overs like in the teens, right? Like if we could just get him on the field for 46% of the snaps, he'll get there easy because you got to throw on the Saints. You can't run on the Saints. They're like the Bucks. They're the best comp to the Bucks in the entire NFL. And it was all Ross and fucking Tony. Literally, Ross was more ready than I thought coming from the practice squad. They used him more than I thought. And Kadarius Toney. So he really didn't even see the field. That was a frustrating one. That's one that I regret. But
my biggest regret this week, and I touched on it with you during the week, was actually playing Cooper Kupp this week. You know how big I've been on him this year. I said it. I think
you said it before. You said it before the game.
I did. I thought that this was a regression game for him. They've had a pretty easy schedule leading up to it. I thought Arizona's D would be a lot tighter on him. They'd be able to lock him down. He did get an ample amount of targets. He couldn't make the completions. They locked him down. And I think this week coming is another week that's going to be a Cooper Kupp fade against Seattle. Yeah,
that was I regret that. My DFS lineup cashed. I had Wilson, Henry. So I put probably about $1,000 worth of entries into Wilson, Derrick Henry, Corey Davis, Jamison Crowder, Fursker stack in DFS. Wilson was 0.6% owned. Jamison Crowder was 0.9, right? So when that game popped off, that ended up being great. Little too much Keelan Cole for my liking. I wish that was Crowder or Davis a little bit more, but everyone got there comfortably. Ghost, me and you were heavy on Marquise Brown. We talked about it on the show. We had it.
I told you. We wound up smashing Lamar, longest completion. I knew this was going to be a bounce back game for Marquise. He's not that bad. When you see the catches that he dropped, you got to know something's wrong that week.
Right.
These players are human. There had to be something going on in his head. He doesn't just drop the ball the way he did those 3 times in that game.
Yep. Yeah. So I was big on that. Hollywood Brown has to be in play for that team to go anywhere. So Lamar had to get his head right this week. That was a get right spot. And then I had the Bills D. So I had Hollywood, Bills D, and a Jets Tennessee stack. And the guys that fucked me were fucking Cooper Kupp and DeAndre Swift. I mean, literally, I got the same 2 regrets as you do. Bill, you heard me bitching about it in the Discord for hours. I loved Cordarrelle Patterson this week. I had Cordarrelle and McLaurin in all those lineups, and I fucking ended up pussying out on Cordarrelle. So that's my biggest regret. Ghost, your biggest regret was what? Cooper Kupp, playing Cooper Kupp?
It was Cooper Kupp, but the most frustrating part is the Rams. It goes back to your Jamal Williams prop. It seems like every week they're just changing their game plan, changing the game flow, and we just can't lock it down. There's no reason that Williams and Swift shouldn't have hit last week, and they just completely avoided them in the passing game the first half.
The Lions are a disaster. They're the worst coach team in the entire NFL. Williams was out carrying Swift 14-4 at one point in the game. Just didn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense what the fuck they're doing. It makes me feel less bad about the Jamal Williams receiving prop that I lost, because now obviously it's just that the coach is a fucking idiot.
Right.
My analysis was right. He's just fucking retarded. I mean, he's just fucking all over the place, which we know. Bill, what was your biggest regret of the weekend? We can't regret Jalen Waddle. It was a right play in a right spot. It was going off. You just got unlucky on that one. What was your biggest?
I don't really regret any of my bets. I bet them. I put money on them. I played them. That's how it goes. You win some, you lose some.
Such a Bill answer.
Got it back last night. Some of it on the game. Had Tampa Bay to win. I got a nice hedge in that game and hit a couple props.
The funniest part is that fucking Bill, at least 10 times in the chat a night, will go, God damn it, I knew I shouldn't have bet this. God damn it, I knew I shouldn't have bet this. Meanwhile, when you ask him what his biggest regret was on air, he goes, I don't regret anything. He'll regret it. I will tell you this. Those of you that are in the Discord, he will regret something within the first quarter of this game. He will say, and a regret could also be what you didn't bet. Bill in the first quarter of this game, I'm going to put the over at 1.5, Ghost. 1.5 times where Bill goes, I knew I should have bet that, or I knew I shouldn't have bet that. What are you going to take, the over or the under? 1.5 times in the first quarter.
Oh, over.
I would
over before the game even starts.
I'm going to hit the alt line over 3.5 plus 300.
Whoa.
That's my bet.
And
4 times in the first quarter of the game tonight. Bill will say what he should or shouldn't have done on this game.
Bill has the biggest tell as well, so we'll know Wednesday whether he's telling the truth or not.
Yeah. Bill, will you take the over or under on yourself? Over 1.5?
I will not bet on myself.
You're not Pete Rosing it?
He has the ability to control himself, and he still won't bet on it.
Because he can't control it. He loses his mind. He's a Neanderthal. He's the third guy from the left on the evolutionary chart. His fucking knuckles are bleeding from dragging him because he's still a fucking ape. Any takes on the weekend or anything before we move forward?
Yeah, I fucked up taking Chuba Hubbard or whatever. I thought the Panthers would have more faith in him, and they'd kind of force him into the McCaffrey role, but then Sam Darnold decided to have 2 rushing touchdowns in the red zone, so that kind of screwed me.
What was fun was having all the Zach Moss that I have and seeing them at the fucking 2-yard line literally all fucking game. I hit his rushing prop over, but for him to walk out of that game with 1 touchdown when they scored like fucking 6 of them was insane. It was just constantly getting fucked. It was Knox. It was Allen. It was just never Zach Moss getting touches down there. But that's what happens with a Josh Allen offense. It's you take what you can get. But all right, cool. So your win you're most proud of this weekend, Ghost? What was the win that you are the most proud of? That you're the
Washington Redskins. And I'm going to continue to call them the rest. They were I told you last show, they were my biggest bet of the week. I was definitely let down by their defense. I definitely expected more out of the defense, but I expected Heineke, I expected McLaurin, and they came back. They got the win. The frustrating part was Antonio Gibson's rushing yards fluctuated between 62.5 and 64.5. Fortunately, he got it at 64.5. He finished at 63, so we did wind up losing that play. But the Redskins, that was my biggest call from last show, and they did pull it out.
Yeah, they're saying you're coming in a little low. I don't know if you have to turn yourself up or correct. So, Bill, this is one that Bill never bow out of. Bill, what were you the most proud of your bets?
Daniel Jones rushing, crushed that one, and one I said that you took, but then I went back to it. Derrick Henry receiving yards.
I like to at least give me
which became my bet.
Right, they all do because they all do.
I mean, but he got it very early, and then he didn't get another reception later at all. But he got it. It cashed so early on. It cashed by a small amount, but it cashed very early. So,
which was nice. That's always nice.
Didn't have to sweat it, and it's not like you cashed at the end and you just got it. He only finished by cashing it a little bit, but he still got it so early, didn't have to worry about it.
That is nice when those cash early. I wish Waddle would have had that early cash.
Obviously, one quick game that you shit on me for last week. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. They showed up.
I thought they would win this week. I said I didn't shit on you.
I think when we did the show, Mike was against them a lot.
Yeah, I was on the Cowboys. I remember I was the one saying.
Well, we had the Discord argument about Dak.
Yeah, I think Dak sucks. I'd still think Dak is overrated. I don't think he sucks, but I think he's overrated. But I was the one saying I want to see how Darnold is without McCaffrey. Remember, Darnold's going to get exposed and blah blah blah. So I actually was on Dallas. I bet Dallas too. I had him in a couple parlays, but Darnold's just fucking nothing without CMC there. It's just he's not gonna really be anything. So I was with you on that. I think that was Constantino. Obviously, the thing that I was the most proud of was the Jets. the Jets were the big thing for me. That I was literally just went all in on, winning in DFS, winning on bets, and winning on Survivor Pool even. But that was the one. But honestly, I would say the second one was Mac Jones over. That was my favorite play on the show. I gave out 2 was the Broncos, which flopped. Bridgewater got hurt, so I'll take the L though. And Mac Jones over passing yards, considering he ended up doing it in a monsoon with a very slow pace. I mean, Arians just grinded the clock and just ran that fucking game out on them. To still get that over in that situation where they weren't playing from behind, the weather was shit, and Arians was eating up the clock on the ground. I thought that was an easy one. What's up?
Got to give credit to Arians for that. He saw how well Fournette was doing. They got him the ball. That had to be the worst hyped up game. I'm sure Brady walked out of it. Belichick walked out of it feeling like it was the biggest letdown game that they could have had.
The whole country walked out of it like that. And honestly, Arians stole that from us. He stole that game from us. He stole that enjoyment. If he lets fucking Brady air it out.
Conspiracy theory. Belichick kicked that field goal for Brady.
No, they don't like each other. No, they don't like each other. That field goal was stupid, though. Kicking that field goal there was retarded. One of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen in the history of coaching big spots, for the simple fact that you had about 5 paths to failure there. You have a phenomenal kicker who's hit 35 in a row, but you have Folk dealing with a leg injury. 1. So kicking a 56-yard field goal. 2, Brady somehow, after he finished his drive, spoke to God and made the skies open up so that you had a monsoon happening again when it was dry for a quarter and a half. So it was pouring rain. It's 56 yards. And the worst thing about it is if you're Belichick in that game, you made your statement, right? Like you went in there, win or lose, you made your statement that you're more important than Brady. Brady had better weapons than you in that game. Brady had all the hype coming into that game. You had a rookie quarterback, and your defense was able to stifle Brady so much that they had to fucking go to a run-first offense. So you did your job to prove that you're the smarter one. The only thing that could have killed Belichick was to put Brady in a situation to lead a game-winning drive at the buzzer. And if that field goal went in, it doesn't win you the game. That field goal puts you up within, 2 points
seconds.
And then gives a minute. No, there was 59 seconds left. Gives a full minute for Brady to come and Brady you at the end of the game, which would be a dagger and a turn in your life if Brady's you on your field. So in my opinion, they needed to go for that on 4th and 3. Mac Jones completed like 19 of 20 passes in a row, and he just got it incomplete on the one before it. You go for it. If you fail on that, you could always say, hey, we're going for the win. That's what we do. But the worst case scenario for Belichick was a made field goal and then a Brady comeback win on his own field. So I would have never even put myself in that position, ever. Not to mention the odds of the field goal were like 20%. But
that's the only reason why I joke about the conspiracy is because there's absolutely no reason why he should have kicked that field goal, especially in that.
Listen, he had the distance; it was right on line. I mean, you can't not. I mean, Folk did his part. I mean,
even
you can't
just the weather alone. How do you kick a 50? You saw what's his name miss it for the Bucks in the first half from 30 yards. I don't know.
The question is, and the thing that's going to haunt Belichick.
The kicker was injured too.
Right, yeah. Folks coming off an injury, but
he had a bad plant leg, he said.
Yeah, but the big thing in that is the question needs to go to Belichick. If that was Brady, would he have kicked it? No.
But then again, you say that they had him in the right spot. If it wasn't for the rain, I don't think that game's even close anyway. We saw how many times Brady sailed the pass over AB's head. He just couldn't connect. He couldn't get a grip on the ball. That weather, just the whole game was a mess. I don't think it's
no one. I'll tell you this: the Bucks were never covering that spread, ever. They were never, dude. With Belichick knowing Brady the way he knows him,
I believe that.
And knowing that secondary, like Bill said, was the 4 of us back there, Belichick was going to find a way to keep the Patriots in that game. That Bucks team isn't covering versus anyone with that secondary right now. Until they get their guys back, they're going to be the Chiefs every game. They're just going to have to outscore teams because their run defense is elite. But you just watched a rookie quarterback on Monday Night Football in a high pressure spot complete 20 passes in a row on them in a fucking monsoon.
We watched it all season.
Yeah, I mean, but it's going to get worse because they're getting more injuries every fucking week. Davis went down again. Now they got Richard Sherman fucking in there. That's going to get worse. So let's go to the game tonight. First, let's do the Yankees-Red Sox. I think it's going to get rained out. So when I sent the tweet out, I forgot that the game's probably not even going to happen. But let's give a quick rundown on it on the Wednesday show, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Keep in mind this show, Stay Cashin, is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you tune in every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Sorry, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every 2 p.m. Eastern. And if you miss it live, obviously it's on demand on the YouTube. But on Wednesday's show, where we don't only have one Thursday night football game to cover, we'll go deep into MLB futures. We'll give out all our baseball playoff futures. We'll analyze the games that already happened.
We'll probably have 2 games on Wednesday.
Yeah, we might have 2 games that day. So Wednesday is going to be a phenomenal show. So we'll do the Thursday night football game, and we'll do all the long-term MLB because I think there's 2 futures in there that are really fucked up.
Do you think they'll move the Yankees to 4 and have the other game at 8, or move them both or play them both at 8?
I mean, they might need to move the Yankees or one of those games up. Honestly, I don't know if you'd want to play both of those at the same time. So I'm assuming one afternoon game, depending on the weather, though. I think the Yankees Boston game is going to be depending on the weather in Boston for the next 2 days. So right now it's not looking like the game is going to play, but as we know, weather is very fickle. So that could change. Real quick, just rapid fire. What's your rundown on the Yankees Red Sox, Bill? What do you think?
Well, Boston used Sale yesterday. So there goes that. There goes their best pitcher. Yankees, Boone pulled it out of his ass by not pitching Cole. Gets Cole now more rest because even if the game doesn't play, he gets an extra day in the Yankees bullpen, which everybody pitched yesterday. Boone pulled every string correct again in that game, including not sending Wade on that ending play.
Well, easy. He didn't pull any strings correctly. He got lucky again.
He pulled everything that he did worked out in that game, except for the Yankees hitting.
Well, that's what happens with Boone. He makes bad decisions.
Every pitching move that he made, he used everybody. He didn't start Cole. He started Tyone. Every move that he made worked out. I mean, listen.
Well, they did work out in that game, and it's not necessarily sending Wade. I still don't think that wasn't his call. That was third base coach. So Boone had nothing to do with that. But I mean, listen, the game was pretty open and shut. He started Tyone in that instead of Cole, which I understand is fine. I wasn't adamant about having to start Cole in that game. I don't think you should have started Cole in that game, honestly, because I think
what was the worst case scenario for the Yankees? They lost and there would have to be a playoff regardless?
No, because so if they lost,
they lost and
they would have to play. They would have to play Toronto,
right? So
right, but that's why you don't
play a wild card game regardless.
Yeah, I don't know why
the hell wants to play Toronto.
But dude, don't waste
point.
Cole.
That's why it's okay to play Tyon the way he did.
Yeah, but you want to win now.
No, you don't know because even if you win, you got to play
losing. You don't think about losing.
Bill,
that's not what you do when you coach.
Yeah, but Tyon has been very good for them, especially at home.
And Bill, you have to. You're using Cole in the most.
So Boston went with my theory, and the Yankees didn't. Boston pitched
because Boston could have been out. With a loss, Boston was out, right?
What?
No.
Same scenario.
Yeah, well, that was stupid. It's fucking retarded. You only waste your ace if you have to. You only do it in an elimination game in that spot. So Boston using their ace now, the reason Boston used Sale is because the Yankees hit Sale better than Eovaldi. So the Yankees, that was actually a planned thing. They wanted Eovaldi versus the Yankees. Eovaldi has been great versus the Yankees his whole career. So this is a situation where I think they felt more comfortable with Eovaldi versus the Yankees than Sale. That's why they did it. But no, I agree. It wasn't a managerial genius to save Cole for the Red Sox.
Well, but you started the right guy and you put all the right relievers in the game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he used every single good reliever in this.
And obviously, as we saw, Tampa Bay was there to destroy the Yankees. Tampa Bay wanted the Yankees out.
Yeah, they did.
Tyon's 5-2 at home with a 3.26 ERA. He's been good for them at home. If they're on their road, I can't see them ever going to him. But I don't hate the decision with going with Tyon, and it proved to work.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, it was whether you went with Tyon or whether you flip-flopped Cortez or anything like that. I mean, you're not pitching Cole. That would have been the only mistake he could have made was pitching Cole. But I mean, I got the Yankees in this game versus Boston easy. I think this is the easiest game of the two, definitely with Toronto.
I don't know if I agree with you there.
Okay,
but you guys were still all in on Tyon, so let's
forget Tyon. That's done.
He only went 3 innings anyway.
That's what I'm saying. So it really made no difference of who pitched.
But you're saying he pulled a great string with Tyon. Tyon didn't even.
No, I did. Yeah, I said everything that he did worked because I guess his plan was to use the bullpen the whole day.
I mean, that's everyone's plan in a game like that.
When does Tyone go 3 innings?
Dude, but Bill, that's everyone's
Well, that's why we said
like
they were protected, where if they lost, they still had a wild card game anyway.
Yeah, it was. I mean, listen, they had a day
off.
Your
whole bullpen is ruined.
Bill, you got a day off after that game, no matter what.
No, they were playing today.
No, nobody was ever playing today. Bill,
no, they weren't playing
an off day.
No, they weren't. Today was the
game.
Today,
Bill, I'm telling you right now, today was an off day. I had already checked.
So, Ghost, when do they play then?
Tomorrow, Tuesday. That's
tomorrow's the wild card game.
This is wild, and tomorrow's the wild card. All right, so they would have.
Exactly. Today, Ghost, you didn't check. You're wrong. It's today. Today was the game. If anybody, Yankees would play today. Boston, they play today.
Okay, so then they threw Cole today. What's the argument?
That's what I'm saying. They had no bullpen then.
Dude, my favorite thing.
Expecting to use a bullpen with Cole on the mound.
My favorite thing is when Ghost gets heated in an argument and then he realizes, oh shit, I'm wrong, and then he goes into a turtle. He comes in like this.
No, because now
he's
I understand what he said. I thought he meant that the Boston game was today.
Yeah, no, the Boston game was
because you were saying in Discord that you thought the game was going to be rained out today. That's where I got confused.
No, tomorrow the game's going to be rained out.
Guys, when you're playing in a game like this, there is no.
They wouldn't play Boston if it was tied. They'd play Toronto.
Guys, none of you know what you're talking about. Okay, the Yankees fucking. You didn't even know what day the game was on. What you guys aren't understanding is with the additions of the bullpen with King and Holmes right now. King can go 3 or 4 innings. Holmes looks like the best reliever in baseball history. Not to mention they have Chad Green, they have Loizica, they have Peralta, they have Chapman, and they have Severino, who can go 2 games. The Yankees are going to pitch every starter 3 innings in every big game going forward because they have 7 elite arms coming out of the bullpen now when you add Holmes, King, and Severino. They're not going to lose in a playoff series, a 7-game series with that bullpen. So he did what he's going to do and what he should do throughout the whole playoffs. Just go in there and use your bullpen. Get me 3-4 innings and then get me to the bullpen. That's how the Yankees won all their championships back in the day. They have the same exact bullpen to do it now. He'll make enough bad decisions to offset that, but no one outside of the San Francisco Giants right now can touch that Yankee.
I thought you said the Boston game was today. That's where I misunderstood what you said.
Yeah. What's going on, Bill? What are you doing?
That's not me.
Not me. That.
Yeah, it sounds like NASCAR. It's not me.
At least one person.
It was Ghost because the yellow thing went to Ghost.
Yeah,
the old box went to his name.
I was on Tyon's stats on ESPN.
ESPN gets us again. Every show, those motherfuckers get us. But yeah, so the whole point with Boston is if we can win this play-in game, this bullpen is untouchable, and a lot of people don't realize King, who really was not much of a factor, has been working with Kluber and developed 2 new pitches that are fucking disgusting. So King, Holmes, Green, Loizica, Severino back, and Peralta.
Here's why I'm not sold. Cole struggles in Fenway. I don't think that this is a lock for them to win. I see Boston putting up at least 3 runs off Cole tomorrow, and we know how anemic the Yankees.
You're just saying that because you fucking get one last chance to hit the Boston team total again, so you're gonna bet it.
Listen,
but if I do that,
if you do, I'll literally put out an at everyone right after it saying ignore that stupid bet.
I won't, but I'm telling you, I played it the last time. I'm just telling you, I know Cole struggles against Boston and Fenway, so I'm
going to disagree with you on King. King pitched Saturday. He pitched a third of an inning. He got completely rocked and destroyed. That's why he wasn't in the plans for the next game where he was pitching a bullpen game. So every move that he made yesterday was the right decision.
No, because you don't bring King, who's been.
He brought King into a game yesterday where they were down 12-2.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You don't bring anyone into that spot in a leverage.
That's why because he knew he was pitching him on Friday, so he wasn't going to pitch him on Saturday. Or Saturday.
Oh, I knew that, but I mean, you're taking a guy who literally had a fucking 1 ERA in the fucking month of September,
and he wasn't in.
And you put him in a 10-1 game,
and he wasn't in the plans to pitch in the biggest game of the season.
Anyway, we haven't done the Monday Night Football game. We got to get to it right now. We'll pick this up in the Discord at 5:30 on the Rupp and Rackets show. So Monday Night Football game tonight. Chargers, Raiders. What are we looking at here, Bill? What's your take on this game from a high level view? And then I'll get into some of my favorite bets. We'll give out a bet, one lock each, and then the rest of the bets will be on the website, 4deepbets.com.
So I was on the Raiders already. You said you were up in the air as of this morning. I don't know if you changed your mind. I saw one of the people I didn't used to like, but now I love. His whole staff is on the other side. They're all on the Chargers tonight. Every single one of them. Somebody posted a picture in our Discord, the whole staff, Chargers, like 12 of them in a row. So I was already on the Raiders. I'm on the Raiders now. I'm surprised you don't love them. That's one of your favorite teams.
I am. I told you I just needed to do some more digging, but I'll save myself. I'll let you guys.
I love. I'm on the Raiders. I'm gonna play with the game with the Raiders. I'm gonna start a parlay, a week-long parlay again with the baseball and the Raiders tonight, going all the way to Thursday, possibly to Saturday and Sunday. Maybe do a whole week long. Usually I end it on Thursday night and start another one, but I might just go all the way through. Yeah. And you want my play now, or you want?
What's your? We'll save the play for a minute. Let's go over the game. So, Ghost, how do you see this game going tonight?
Honestly, I always liked Derek Carr. I think he's finally coming into his own. I thought the Chargers were overrated this year. I have locked in one play for myself last night just because I saw the line was better on every book, and that was Austin Eckler's receptions.
Okay, I told you not to do the plays.
You just said to wait on the play.
You guys are the worst. You guys are the worst.
We're not having a good day, Ghost, me and you.
You guys suck. Well, I mean, you're not having a good.
You told Bill not to do his play.
Why would I want you to do it and Bill not to? I said when Bill asked me if he should, please, you look better like that. When Bill asked me if he should do his play, I was like, hold off on the plays. Let's just talk about the games and then we'll give our plays. And then you're like, I like Austin Eckler receptions. But the guy I hate the most in the world, I like his receptions because I feel like Tommy's going to say it next and I want to make sure I get it first. That's all that was. That was a chess move. That's all that was. Let me get it out before Tommy does. And I was going to let you say it first.
No, it wasn't.
Give me a take on the game without props.
Just you let me fucking finish.
Well, if you stay on track and don't start talking about props, you'll be able to fucking finish. What do you think about the game? Who's going to win the game?
Oh, my God. What I saw.
What?
Fucking worse. I can't.
Just fucking tell me who's going to win the game.
I like the Raiders in this game. I'm gonna have more plays tonight, leaning towards the Raiders. I don't like what I've seen out of the Chargers. I don't like what I saw against the Cowboys. I think this is a great spot for the Raiders as well. What I was trying to allude to was that I only took that one play because the line was better. From what I saw in other books, I'm gonna have more plays tonight, leaning more towards the Raiders side of things.
Okay, so the Raiders. E, what do you think of the game tonight?
I like the Raiders a lot, too. I think that Derek Carr is really stepping into his own. He's kind of been shit on for being a mediocre quarterback the past 3 years. But, I mean, he's kind of proven himself through the first 3 games, and he's got Henry Ruggs and Hunter Renfrow and obviously Darren Waller at his disposal. So the Chargers defense doesn't really impress me. They got a high-powered offense, but I like the Raiders defense. So ultimately, when it comes down to it, I think I'm going with the Raiders.
Yeah, it's so I was looking into it early, and obviously I don't like road teams very often. You don't see me bet many road teams, but I'm digging into it. I don't think this is a road game. I actually think this is a Raider home game. Even fucking Stephen A. Smith, fucking LA loudmouth, is going down to fly down to San Diego. By the way, Bill, I had a dream last night. I'm going to tell this on Rupp and Rackets. I don't dream. You guys know that, right? Like, I don't dream. I talk about that all the time. I have zero. I had that. I still remember right now, Bill, with my memory. I had the most vivid, real dream about me and Michael K hanging out with you there.
First of all, don't ever dream about me ever again.
You were naked, swinging your dick around like a fucking.
Don't dream about me ever again.
Yeah, but I'll tell about it on Rupp and Rackets at 5:30 in the Discord. But So yeah, this is a home game for the Raiders. When all the LA fucking celebrities are going to go down there to San Diego for this game to be on TV. It's only a couple-hour drive. LA Chargers. This is going to be a spot where this is a Oakland. Jesus Christ, this is a Vegas home game. I'm trying to say. I keep mixing up the thing. This is a Raiders home game. All of LA is still Raider fans. They're going to flood to LA. This is not a Charger home game. I'm fucking all over the map. So the Vegas Raiders are playing a home game in LA because all the LA people are actually still Raider fans and not Charger fans. So they're all going to go down to the game. That's what I was trying to say. So this is a Raiders home game, a big Raiders home game, I think. And Chargers just can't stop the run. I know you guys are all talking about Derek Carr, but this is one of the worst run defenses. They're pacing towards historically bad levels. This Chargers run D has given up 138 yards per game on the ground and 5.5 yards per carry on the ground. And that's a big number when you're looking at the maturation of Carr and Waller and Ruggs coming into his own and all the stuff that you guys mentioned from a passing perspective. The big thing for me is that they might not even need those fucking guys with how good this running game is going to go no matter who's in. So I'm really excited from a prop perspective, and we'll get to that now. Ghost, whenever you're done with your text messaging, we can hop back on.
I'm actually trying to get into ESPN right now.
All you see is his phone.
I tell you all the time, my internet cuts out after like an hour. I can't even use the fucking internet, so I got to use my phone right now.
That's because you're in the woods. So the Chargers, I mean, keep this in mind, guys. They played Washington, who's got Gibson, who's a good runner, Zeke, and then the Chiefs. But 186 yards on the ground, 198 yards on the ground, and 126 yards on the ground. That's their 3 games this year. So I'm curious to see what goes on with Jacobs. I don't know if anyone has any new breaking news on his status.
Still questionable. So,
yeah.
I mean, if he's out, then Peyton Barber, which not really carrying much weight onto him with the rushing game.
I mean, I don't think it matters who it is if he's out. I mean, I think you can get a taste of every prop of every back on the Raiders. Drake through the air and Barber through the ground. We took Drake's receiving last week and we hit that 6 targets, and 5 targets the last 3 weeks. His over will probably be 1.5 again, maybe 2.5. But, I love the Raider ground attack in this one. So I'm on the Raiders. I think the Raiders can do it any way they want. If Jacobs plays, I'm all in Raiders. But even if he misses, I just think that the Chargers need to fix their run D. This is too bad. So Ghost, since you were so excited to give props out, I will now go to you with your favorite props.
So what I like with Eckler, I don't think he's necessarily going to be productive, but like we saw that one game we argued about his worst 20-point game. I think he's just going to get a few dink and dunks. The receptions are going to count. I'm playing the receptions more than I'm playing the yards itself. I'm trying to pull it up, my fucking internet. They had Peyton Barber projected for like 2 fantasy points, which didn't make sense to me. So I wanted to confirm that.
It was probably because they were factoring Jacobs in.
Right. But still, even 2, like you were saying, the run D.
We can't project him for more than 25 yards with Jacobs in.
I was just trying to pull it up.
I'm just telling you. That's why it's 2. This is they're projecting Jacobs in.
I don't necessarily think Eckler's going to be a big producer today. I'm going to be looking at the Raiders team total along with Eckler's receptions.
Okay. So Eckler receptions. Bill, what do you want today?
Ruggs. Love his receiving yards, and I love his longest reception. So I'm going to go pound that. I love both of them. I think it's 43.5 and 22.5. I'm going to hit both of those. Ruggs could get both of those props in one, obviously he'll hit the longest reception, 50-yard catch. He gets the yards, all and everything in one. That's what I love. That's what I'm going with.
All right. I'm big on Ruggs too. I like him in every matchup. I think he's really coming to his own right there. Ghost, did you have reopen? Were you yawning or do you have to say something?
No, I was just taking a breath.
Just taking a breath. All those sweatshirts on are collapsing your lungs.
Well, that weight, extra weight.
The weight of those 27 sweatshirts he needs to not look 140 pounds.
You guys didn't see me before I had COVID. I lost 50 pounds. I was 185 before I got sick.
That's what I'm saying. Now you're like you look like
I'm 40.
Yeah. So that's what you look huge with that sweatshirt on. Though.
Yeah.
You look fucking monstrous. You're gonna be a little nervous. You're a little scared.
I got the beer muscles today.
I mean, he's got a fucking glass of fucking whiskey or whatever the fuck he's drinking.
What is that? Everyone wants to know what you're drinking.
You look like the fucking Unabomber with the fucking hoodie and the black glasses and all that shit.
What is it?
Give us the Unabomber look.
Whiskey.
Like Bill, you see that guy walking up behind your house. What are you thinking?
He's getting shot.
You just shoot him.
Breaking out the 12 gauge.
Just fucking shoot him right in the head. So for this game, I'm with you on Eckler. Eckler was non-existent in the passing game in the first game, and I think they're finally realizing that was retarded. So I'm just looking. Hamlin's in 10th, Keselowski's in 3rd. Let's go. This has to be. Eckler's got to go back to the role he's supposed to be in, which is 9-10 carries and 9-10 targets. He's a receiver more than anything, and that's finally what they're doing back with him. I love the Eckler situation. I'm going to do it from the yardage perspective because that yards are so low. What was it? 5 catches, Ghost, you had on yours?
Yeah, the pregame lines are 5.5. I got it at 5. That's why I locked it in. But 5.5 over under and only 33 yards just didn't seem to correlate. I like the over on the yards as well. I just don't.
Well, no. Let me give my bet. You don't get to give them all.
ahead.
Yeah, you don't get to give them all, Ghost. See what he's doing, Bill?
I heard.
Fucking gave his own bet. I let him go, and now
I can't wait to not be on here Friday.
He knows where I'm going. He knows where I'm going, and he has to jump my bet, Bill. Has to jump my bet. And I was just gonna say, thanks to Ghost for saying it for me, that I don't know why anyone take the 5.5 receptions when you could take the 37.5 yards. Because if he catches 6 balls, he's going to get 37 yards. He catches like a 16 to 20 yard pass pretty much every game. So I actually prefer the yards over the receptions. Like Bill said, you can get into one play. One fucking 3rd and 20. We saw like 5 of those, in a 1 hour span this weekend, where they throw a little dump off to him and he runs for 29 yards. You pretty much covered the whole thing almost in fucking 1 catch. So I'm on Eckler receiving yards. Another big factor here too, Casey Hayward will be spending a lot of time on Mike Williams on the outside. Be careful of that. And when Keenan Allen is on the outside, he will get Casey Hayward. So this is a very fun situation here where I think all the secondary targets right now for the Chargers are in play. This is a big revenge game for Casey Hayward, right? He was the star corner for the Chargers, and now he's the star corner for the Raiders. So he knows these receivers. He knows these guys. He doesn't really move into the slot. So Williams plays outside almost exclusively. So Mike Williams will see a lot of Casey Hayward, and they'll probably move Keenan Allen into the slot to avoid Casey Hayward. So be careful with your Mike Williams. I know he's been fucking white hot on fire, but Casey Hayward's not a guy you want to fucking go against. So I'd be looking for some showdown slate action with some Jared Cooks and some, tertiary receivers that you might find out there on the Chargers. I think you may have some more luck with that. We'll give those on the site. I'm going to be digging into that for the next 2 hours. So I'm going to find a can't miss kind of 8.5 yard over that we're going to hit tonight on this game. Ghost or Bill, was there anything else you wanted to add there?
I want everybody to hit the like button.
That's what I'm saying. We got 250 viewers and we don't even have 100 likes.
What a fucking bunch of losers.
How preposterous is that?
What a bunch of pieces.
And we're giving out free bets? What the hell are we doing?
What are we doing over here? Let's just go. You know what, Bill? You were right to start the show. Let's get back in the Discord.
Yeah.
Let's get back in the Discord. Let's get away from these fucking people. Fucking dude. So
fucking
easy to just fucking hit that stupid button right there. Just click. It should be the first thing you do when you walk in. Boom.
Muscle memory.
It's that fucking simple.
It's
Takes
memory.
no effort whatsoever.
None.
0 fucking percent effort.
0.
Fuck. Yeah.
Breaking,
and obviously,
breaking
honestly, you can't even say. What'd you say?
The Mets have just got rid of Rojas as their manager. They are not picking him up, so the Mets will yet again have another manager. Let's go, Mets.
Garbage. You know what the worst party? They can't even come in and say, "Oh, I don't really like the show" or anything. If you're here an hour and 5 minutes in, you obviously caught something you were interested in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? He's done the analytics. Most people don't make it to the end. That's why we save the good stuff there. So if you're here till the end, then you fucking hit the button, motherfuckers.
You're a real fan.
Yeah. You got to be a big fan of E. What's your take on the game tonight? What's your favorite play? Do you have anything you love? Or
I don't have a favorite play. I'm actually in a sweat with my fantasy league, my big fantasy league. So I need Williams and Eckler not to score 40.8 points. And then I'm good.
So he's pretty much going against you, Tommy.
Yeah. Well, actually, on the Williams side, I think I may be with you. Yeah, Eckler, I think. Actually, part of the reason I like Eckler's receiving so much is because I don't think he's going to be that great from the rushing side of things. I would like to state that looking at the survivor picks that have gone on so far, I have given out 3 picks every week for 4 weeks and have yet to lose a single pick. So I'm the best. Ghost, do you finally admit that I'm the best?
No, because I'm still alive, and that's all.
Okay, well, you lost the Ravens twice on day one, so you fucking 70% of your team's disappeared the first day of this season. No, I'm better. I'm the best.
We'll
So I'm the best. So I'm glad we all agree I'm the best. Not
think
only, Bill.
You are the biggest idiot I know.
Yes, but I'm the best survivor picker. Bill, not only am I the best at picking my own things that are going to win. Where's Keselowski? What happened here? All right, he's still there. Not only the best am I picking my own things, Bill, how many people have I advised out of their Titans picks, Ravens picks with this guy, or Jaguars picks you?
It worked on everybody but one.
Well, I'm 3 for 3.
Hamlin's dominating.
You talking him out worked on everybody but one person. Who was that one person?
Who?
Joey Rackets.
What do you mean? Everyone listened, but him. I told Bill to get off the Jags. He did.
I told 3 of his Titans picks on.
He put all 3 of them again with Survivor God. I begged him not to do it, and he still went into the fucking fire. I mean, listen, when you walk in the lion's mouth, you get chewed up. And Ghost, you'd be undefeated if you listened to me not to take the Ravens week 1. Joey Rackets would be undefeated if he got off the Titans. Bill would have fucking won his with the Jaguars if he listened. When are these people going to start listening? I'm literally calling the upset of the week every motherfucking week.
I said you were the best. I wanted one for myself.
I know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the upset of the week for next week on the next show.
Oh.
Tune in Wednesday at 2 p.m. for me to then tease it to the Friday show. For Bill Rupp, for Night Ghost, for Lil E. Brian Healy wasn't able to join us today. He had a little bit of a family or work situation. That is fine. We need him more for Wednesday and Friday. So for the whole gang, we appreciate you guys. Get over to 4deepbets.com, promo code VIP20 or Deep20, either one, whichever you want to use. But good luck. Stay cashing, motherfuckers.
Let's go.